One mistake, that's all it takes for drunk driving to take its toll. Unfortunately, too many people fail to understand the severity or the consequences behind driving impaired. It is not an accident, nor is it a victimless crime. The consequences of drinking and driving are very real and very serious.
Impaired driving is a 100% preventable crime, and that driving impaired has always been and always will be a choice. I hope that when the time comes for you that you will choose not to drive impaired. Making the right decision, though, is completely and utterly up to you. Law enforcement officers all across the country hope that you will make the right decision when that time comes.
So all I'm asking people to be aware of is there should be, and there is by our statutes, accountability for this violation of law. And you need to know the consequences that if you make a selfish decision, a decision that not only impacts your life and your safety, but you make a decision to get in a vehicle and operate that vehicle while you're impaired, that there will be risk involved. And if you are caught driving impaired, you're going to face the consequences of that arrest, the prosecution of it. But worse than that is when we have to come to your rescue or the rescue of others, or we have to see the tragedy of the life that's lost. So I'm asking each of you, as a part of this Super Bowl celebration, that if you're going to be out and about and you're going to celebrate with alcoholic beverages, have a plan. Know the plan and stick with it. Have a designated driver. Do not drive. It's not worth the damages that are being done.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all the chiefs of police from across this state, I am here today to tell you that we are going to be saturating our highways and our streets and our communities. And we're going to be looking for those who make that dumb decision to go out and drive after having a few. So again, I just strongly encourage, in this day and age of where you can get on your phone and with an app, hail a ride-sharing service. There is no excuse in you taking that chance or that opportunity to drive after having a few. It's strictly from this standpoint. It is cheaper to get the ride-sharing service than it is to get a DUI, or even more cheaper than you going out and jeopardizing your life or the lives of others. So again, we're looking for you. So if you make that decision, get ready, because one of us is going to be behind you.
We hope that her message will resonate with the public and inspire people to be responsible drivers. It's with pleasure that I introduce to you Mary Loving.
Good morning. I wish I weren't here, but unfortunately I am. The poster that these gentlemen are holding for me was my fiance, Bruce Holloway. April 17th, 2009 was probably the worst day. It is the worst day of my life. Bruce had been on a co-write and was headed home, and this was before 5 p.m. on a Friday afternoon. It was one of those really beautiful spring days in April where the sky's really blue, the weather is perfect. And he said, I'm riding my motorcycle to go do this co-write, and I'm going to write you a hit today, hon. I'll see you. He was almost home. He had one tire in the driveway. He was turning right into our driveway when he was struck from behind at 88 miles an hour by a drunk driver. This drunk driver went around 4 other vehicles and crossed a double yellow line in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. After he had struck Bruce, he left his 9-year-old son in the front seat with his feet resting on a case of beer because he had been drinking all day. I guess it wasn't enough for him. I can't tell you how important it is not to put and to continue to put people like me in this club that we don't want to be in. The membership is too high, the dues are too big. And it's one of those days that you just never get over. I get through it, by the grace of God, I get through it. But it's really important to remember not to get behind the wheel. This person that did what he did, Brian Jason Duffy, is now and is currently serving 22-year sentence. He has been there for 11 years. And it's with our law enforcement that helped me enable this to happen so that he does not get out again. This was not the first time that he had been driving impaired. We were his third accident. I can't even call it an accident. It's not an accident, it's an incident. Because when he chose to get behind the wheel with the arrogance, the poor indecision, and just complete recklessness, it's one of those things you just can't fathom. My children and I, we miss him every day. Our friends, I don't know what to say. It just leaves me speechless that people still continue to do this. I would ask that you remember Bruce Holloway when you're out this weekend, and remember that this is a big deal. He was my big deal. He was my family. I miss him every day, and there's not a day that goes by that I do not think about that incident at the top of my driveway.